Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing you another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends movie Logan and Old Man Charles Xavier 2-pack. Now this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive offered earlier this year, and it was later offered at Hasbro Pulse's website. I was fortunate enough to get one. This appealed to me from the get-go because number one, I love that movie, and number two, I love civilian action figures. It is not too often you can get a senile old man action figure. So let's go and check out the packaging here. Marvel Legends series, got the X-Men logo, Logan taking care of Charles on the front there at the top, Marvel Legends. Side, we've got Logan with his claws out. Other side, got Professor X. At the bottom, there is a barcode in case that somehow helps anybody, and it says Marvel Legends. On the back, pretty much the exact same thing as the front. So, let's open it up. And here it is with the outer sleeve off. Got Logan, Charles Xavier, looking fantastic. And I got this set today at the same time as I got this bronze Arkham Asylum Batman. This Marvel pack is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive I later got from the Hasbro Pulse. And this bronze Batman is a New York Comic-Con exclusive of sorts. And since they canceled that, McFarlane sold it at Walmart.com. What are the odds of getting a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive and a New York Comic-Con exclusive on the same day? Alright, now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. We've got an older version of Hugh Jackman's Logan or Wolverine from Fox's X-Men franchise. And he comes with 4 alternate hands and 2 alternate heads. He's got a couple of hands with claws out and they're clean, and a couple of hands with claws out and they're bloody. He has 2 heads. Both of them have some damage, some bloody spots. One of them is screaming, and one has a more normal expression. And then we've got Patrick Stewart's older version of Charles Xavier, and he comes with his wheelchair. But before we look at their accessories, let's check out the actual figures. So here's the Wolverine, or more so referred to as Logan in this time. Beard looks pretty good. Hair looks pretty good. His face doesn't quite scream Hugh Jackman. It screams Logan based off the way he looks and his outfit. But I'm not seeing Hugh Jackman as much as I'd like to. He does have some damage on there, on his forehead and under his eye. He even has some hair under his neck area there. He's in his limo driver outfit. Got a black jacket, white collared shirt, black slacks. Looks like double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. He looks good, but doesn't look great, and not as much like Hugh Jackman as I would have liked. Then we've got Charles Xavier here, and I must say, this is the standout figure. My God, he looks so much like Patrick Stewart from Picard. An older version. The hair barely there, very lightly done, looks excellent. He's got liver spots on top of his head. My God, it looks so nice. His little beard there, done so well. Then of course he's got this brown sweater and flannel, sort of stereotypical old people get up. Got some navy blue or black slacks, some brown shoes. He looks like someone from an old folks home. I am just so impressed with his face sculpt. It looks better than any of the Patrick Stewart figures I've ever seen. This one here is the standout figure if you ask me, and they're both very nice. And here they are, broken down as far as they can go, with all of their removable parts detached. So in this video, we'll check out both figures, their height, articulation, and accessories in detail. Then we'll look at each figure next to other Logan and Professor X figures. And then we'll check out these figures compared with some other action figure lines. So let's start off with Logan here. And let's start off with his hands. So Logan here comes with 3 different pairs of hands, but they can be displayed in 4 different ways. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his only normal hands without the holes to attach the claws. His right hand is a gripping hand, and his left hand is a little more open, but could also probably hold something. Here he is with his next pair of hands. These are his fists. You notice they have some holes to attach the claws, so they don't look that good as fists, but it's nice to be able to have an option for fists with claws in or claws out. Here he is with his claws out. These are the regular clean version. And here he is with the bloodied version of the claws, very appropriate for Wolverine, and the film Logan was definitely bloody. So with his claws, he can cross them over each other, kind of making an X-Men logo. You can decide if he's going to have 1, 2, or 3 claws coming out of his fist. Here he is making an inappropriate gesture with his Wolverine claw. I believe he did that to Cyclops in one of the X-Men films. Here he is using one claw to pop the top off a beer. Now let's look at his heads. He's got 2 of them. Both have some bloody damage. The one on the left is a little more standard. The one on the right has a screaming expression. Here's his first regular head. And here's his screaming, angry head. Goes great with his bloody claws. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to top, sitting at about 6.5 or 6.6 inches tall, which is going to translate to a little bit over 16.5 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course it can rotate from side to side. Can look up and down about that much, not too bad. Can tilt from side to side as well, giving him a nice amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint, they can go out more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. His wrist here, it can rotate around and it's hinged as well. He's got an ab crunch in there. Go forward and back. Traditional waist swivel below that. Legs go about 90 degrees, ball joint, forward that far, back not too much. Does have a thigh cut below that, double jointed knees. Then his foot here, it can go up and down. It can tilt and rock very nicely, and it can rotate as well. Now let's look him out compared with some other Wolverine or Logan action figures. Here he is, next to all the different versions of Hugh Jackman's Logan that Hasbro has made so far. Really hoping to get one in the black X-Men outfit. Here he is, next to some older, I believe Toy Biz Hugh Jackman Logan figures. Here he is with all my Marvel Legends Logan or Wolverine figures. From left to right, the first guy is Logan out of the costume from the comics. The next 2 are Hugh Jackman as Logan or Wolverine for the first couple X-Men films. And the last 4 are all older Logan figures. This 4th figure is from this Logan film. The next 2 are from the Old Man Logan comics. And the last one, he's a Toy Biz Marvel Legends, I believe, an older Logan from Days of Future Past. Now let's check out Charles Xavier. Like I said before, it is not too often you get an old man in flannel and a sweater with liver spots on his head, a senile old man at that, in action figure form. I can use this guy for a ton of generic uses. So he comes with a wheelchair, and he looks great. So let's check out the chair first. So this thing does come apart, but there's no reason to ever really take it apart. This wheelchair is not really accurate to the movie. The one he had in the movie was electronic. It had a panel on the side. But I'll take what I can get. This will be nice for a generic wheelchair in my action figure collection. Here's the wheelchair fully assembled. Upon first glance, I thought it looked pretty good. But looking at it a little closer, it looks pretty cheap, honestly. So, it does look like a basic wheelchair, and that's pretty cool. The pedals look very plasticky. It'd be nice if these could sort of rotate upward. It's all one solid piece. These wheels don't do anything. They look just generic and plastic. These wheels look a little better. They do rotate and turn. They turn together with this pull across. Got some handles in the back. Sort of brown seat. But kind of basic and definitely not screen accurate. Here's his wheelchair next to all the other wheelchairs I have in my action figure collection. Here he is sitting in the wheelchair. He fits in it perfect and frankly looks really good. Here he is getting pushed around the wheelchair by Logan. Now we all know that Charles Xavier can't walk, but if I ever use him for a just generic old person in my action figure world, here's a cane that might work for him. I got this off a wrestling figure. And now, let's check out his height. From bottom to top, sitting at about 6.0 or 6.1 inches tall, which is going to translate to a hair less than 15.5 centimeters. And now, let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down, but only a little bit. He can't really tilt or anything. Shoulders on a ball joint, they go out a little bit more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. His wrists, it can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. He's got an ab crunch, go forward and back. His soft sweater's not obstructing it too much, but also not allowing it to move as much as it could. Waist swivel below that. Legs on a ball joint, then go out about this far. Then go forward like that, and back, pretty much not at all. Got a thigh cut, double jointed knees. Then his foot here, it can go forward and back. It can tilt and rock as well, and it cannot really rotate. Now let's check him out next to some other Charles Xavier figures. Here he is next to all the different Hasbro, Professor X, Fox X-Men movie figures they've made. From left to right, we've got the first class Charles, then the younger Patrick Stewart Charles, and then the older Logan Charles. And here he is next to all the different Professor X or Charles Xavier figures that I have. Here's Logan pushing the professor down the street in his wheelchair. And just another angle of that. Here's Logan kneeling down with the professor, just like on the front of the package. And everything's good until a bunch of thugs show up, thinking they can rob a couple of old men. And Logan's trying to warn them, "Look here, bub, you don't want to do this." And of course, the thugs don't listen, and now it's on. "Hey, don't say he didn't warn you." And now they've done it. Logan's pissed, and he's going to rip him to shreds. And as he gets the last thug for pointing a gun at the professor, here's how Logan would look if something had happened to Charles Xavier. And luckily, nothing happened to Charles, so Logan pushes him down the street, and they get to celebrate getting out of the situation, each in their own way. Charles goes to the park to play chess with Stan Lee. Meanwhile, Logan goes to the bar to have himself a beer. And now, let's check them out, compared with some action figures from different various companies, to see how they fit in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix them with. Here they are with some of their Hasbro brothers. In front of you are 6 different action figures, all from Hasbro Marvel Legends. Then, next to some more of their Hasbro brothers, here they are next to some Hasbro G.I. Joes. Now, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. And here they are next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Now, with some Mafex figures. Then, next to some Mattel, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse figures. And here he is with some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here with some NECA figures. Then, with some McFarlane toys. And finally, here he is next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. So overall, these figures are great. These are some really nice figures from a really good movie. I would say their sculpt is pretty nice. Sure, they use a lot of parts from previous Marvel Legends figures, but that's expected. Paint job is excellent. I really have no problems there. Their accessories are pretty good. Of course, Charles Xavier has a wheelchair, and Logan, I really like his clean claws, and his bloody claws is a very nice touch. Overall, if I were to rate these guys, I think I'd give Charles an 8.5 out of 10, and Logan an 8 out of 10. These guys are just excellent. Some cool figures from a really enjoyable movie. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.